Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Frankly FM84. A big thank you for joining me back on the channel today. This is Bello Calcio. We are currently out in Japan in the J-League. We are managing Shonan Bellmare. And as you can see above me, today we are going through the Season 3 season review for the 2024 season. We have our two trophies there proudly on display. We have won the J-League. We have won the AFC Champions League for the second time. The double. Right then, let's not waste any time. Let's get into this season review and show you what has happened. The first page, as always, in the review is the new arrivals tab. If that wants to load, which it does, and we can reveal that our star signing of last season was James Garner. He came to us from Manchester United on a free transfer. You can see he's in a Nottingham Forest kit there, so he was obviously out on loan at the start of the FM22 cycle. He came in, played really well, 18 appearances, 13 assists in the J-League is amazing. We're playing him in that like anchor role. The board are delighted. A+ for that deal. We then got Slobodan Tedic. He is a 24-year-old striker, came from Manchester City. It took him a while to get fit. He was injured when we signed him. He had 4 appearances, 3 more as a substitute, scored 5 goals, got a 7.33 average rating. We signed Kiko Femenia. He got a B+ for his signing, but he's a 33-year-old fullback. Again, a free transfer from Watford. Played 17 games with 3 goals and 7 assists. We signed Wharton from Flamengo. An A for this one. £95,000 to bring him in. 25 appearances, 14 goals, 6 assists and 7.2 average rating. We did have some really good signings this season. The next one is Sam Bone, a 26-year-old centre-back. We signed him from St Pat's. £185,000 for him, so that's a sizable fee for the club, even though we have an amazing bank balance. Somebody did point out in the comments that we should start developing some of our facilities. We did have that transfer embargo and board takeover earlier on in the season, but we are now underway with those facility upgrades. But Sambone played 19 more as a substitute, 4 goals, 1 assist, a 7.2 average rating. We then have Harry Burkwhistle. He is a player who came from lower leagues in England, 20 years old, attacking fullback from Weymouth. Played 6 games, had 2 assists and 7.18 average rating. Nicholas Trapiccio is a player who came in from Pontevedra, I think that club is. Who is the club? PON. Not too sure which of the Brazilian clubs it is, but we signed him from PON. An A+ for this one. Okay, that messed up completely all of the views. Don't know how many goals. And wow, clicking one thing has really just ruined the whole of that screen. So don't know what his stats were, but we'll move on. We signed Marvelous Nakamba, got an A+ for that one. Saya Baba got an F for that, but he's a 23-year-old centre-back who fills the quota for some of the registration that we needed. The board don't like it. It's got a high wage, which, okay, probably a bit of a waste of a deal, but we had to do something to get some of the players in. So he's a Japanese under-23 international. Hopefully we can just build him up and sell him on. We then had Mikel Antonio. We signed him on a free transfer. He's 34 years old. He has 17 appearances, 6 goals, 5 assists. He played really, really well, I'll be honest, in the time that he was at, he's still at the club, but he's been playing really, really well. Natapon Pricer was 625,000 from Buriram United, an 18-year-old striker who we are going to try and retrain as a shadow striker, I think. But his stats speak for themselves. He has been a brilliant player across the first season. Where did that all go? Okay, Hiroki Ito is another player who the board really didn't like. He's an E grade. We signed Alcam Baggett from Ipswich, another one who the board didn't like. Kosai Tani, the board didn't like that one either. Gave him an E. He was signed as a replacement for our goalkeeper when the guy from Cape Verde, whose name escapes me, which is really, really bad. I can just hit transfers out, can't I? When we sold, who did we sell? Thierry Gracker, of course. Brain like a sieve. Really shouldn't have been able to forget about him. He was our goalkeeper from the get-go. But yeah, he left the club. Koso Tani was a player that we had on loan for the first couple of seasons. We went and bought him for 225k. Not a problem there. Jun Nishikawa, 22-year-old striker. He's played well across the season too. £1.3 million move for him. 21 games, 17 more as a substitute. 7 goals, 7 assists, 6.93 average rating. And Soya Takada is another player who the board didn't really like. Came in as a option, 23-year-old striker, not too fussed about that. Right then, on to the season's results. So, in the league, again, the board only wanting us to finish in the top half. We far exceeded that by finishing first. We actually broke the record for the amount of points that we achieved in the season. We had 85 points in total, and we sat top of the league, far, far ahead. So what's that? 17 points ahead of Gamba Osaka, and we basically just blew the league away. Our average home attendance was 14,919 for the season, so that's not too bad at 80%. Then not too sure what all that blurry is, but joint top goal scorers, Shuto Machida and Wharton, both joint top goal scorers with 13 goals there. Got an A+ from the board. In terms of the Champions League, they only wanted us to reach the second round minimum. We ended up winning the competition in extra time, as you saw yesterday. Shuto Machida being the top goal scorer there with 9 goals. In the Emperor's Cup, the board gave us a D because they wanted us to reach the 4th round. We got knocked out at the 3rd round. And then in the League Cup, we got all the way through to the final against Ura Red Diamonds, where we disappointingly didn't turn up on the day. Lost 2-0, but the board were okay with that. They gave us a C there. For moments to remember then, the Emperor's Cup was the biggest win of the season, a 6-1 win against Nara Club. The match to remember was a 4-1 victory against Yokohama FC in the J-League. A goal of the season was won by Marvellous Nakamba. Shonan Bellmare, defensive midfielder Nakamba, shows his class by scoring a crashing volley from 28 metres. In terms of the finances, we are still a 3-star continental club. The club's reputation has not changed. With no new sponsorship deals on the left-hand side. But in terms of annual revenue, £17.7 million in sponsorship is up. 2.13 million in broadcast revenue is down. Corporate and hospitality of 671k is down. Competition prize money, we only won £5.99 million this time around. Matched out commercial and retail is down to 699. Total merchandise sales then 1.25 million with 125,000 non-domestic sales and 10,569 shirts sold, with Machida, Antonio, Garner, Nakamba and Miyuki being the biggest sellers. In terms of how we lined up, this is a hit and miss thing that can sometimes put players in, sometimes miss players out. You can see the team is there. We didn't really play that team all too often, but the players that were there did contribute towards us winning the double. Right then, in terms of the awards and the accolades, for myself, Japanese N-League 1 Manager of the Year. Then on to the players for the club awards. Fans Player of the Season was Akimi Barada. Young Player of the Season, Gabriel Aranda. Sign of the Season, Garner. Goal of the Season, Nakamba. Then on to the goal scorers. So 23 goals for Machida, 15 assists for Hatta, 22-year-old fullback. That is impressive. Akimi Barada, most player of the match awards with 9. Akimi Barada with the best average rating of 7.5. And Nakamba completed the most passes completed per 90 minutes with 71. In terms of competitions, Shuto Machida was the Japanese N-League 1 most valuable player for the season, which is really good because Machida wasn't a player who was really on my radar when I came into the club. Kept him and he has just flourished, and I'm so glad that we have a Japanese success story in and amongst some of the foreigners that we've signed. It's actually one of the homegrown talents that is propelling us to glory. In terms of record breakers then, most goals by a player in a league match is Machida. Most player of the match awards in the season is Barada with 9. Youngest player was Osamu Nagami. He was 17 years, 136 days. He's now 18 years. Highest transfer fee paid was 2.84 million for Omar Haddadi. He's now 18 years as well. He's one that's going to break into the first team next season. I can just feel it. Fastest goal was Wharton after 15 seconds. And our youngest goal scorer was Osamu Nagami, who scored 18 years and 12 days. On to history in the making then. So, they say it's important to get off to a good start, but it rings as true as ever for Shonan Bellmare as they celebrate winning the title. We then have our 2 trophies proudly on display. That spell of football at the start of the season was the making of Shonan Bellmare. It set them up for success. Right then, that is the season review over and done. We are going to push into season 3 in the next couple of episodes. But first, let's have a little look at the club finances. It was pointed out to me we have lots of loose cash sitting around. I should invest in some of the facilities. So that is what we are doing. We are improving the training facilities and the youth facilities. We do still have £13 million transfer budget. For some reason, our cap, I don't know whether it's because we have high expenditure on wages for the MWE players or not, but we can't really attract some of the players who are on higher wages. I see players like Bojan, who was in the Vissel Kobe team. He's on like 20 grand a week, but we can't offer that to players for some reason. Kind of stunted a little bit of our development, but with us winning trophies now, we have money in the bank. They are willing to let us spend it. We're going to have a wage budget of £180,000 for next season, so hopefully we can attract a few more players in terms of the club vision. Board are reserving judgment for everything. As I said, we have a new board at the moment. It was touch and go. They were contemplating us being moved on. They stuck with us. Obviously, the job we were doing was a good enough job to convince them we are the right person. They have a few things disappointed with the finances involved. Loan out Matthew Craig, disappointed with Takahashi's recent performances, disappointed about the League Cup final, which is something I was disappointed about too. We just didn't turn up at all. That then is going to conclude the season 3 review. Job security at the top there, untouchable. I didn't actually see that, so the new board have come in and have put me right at the top of everything because I've delivered a double. But yes, sorry, we are going to start wrapping this one up here. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel out. For this one though, I'm going to be wrapping it there. Come back tomorrow when we are going to be pushing into season 3. No, we have completed season 3. We're going to be pushing into season 4. We're going to be showing off some new signings. We're going to show you how the pre-season goes, and we are going to start setting up for season 4 in the J League.